I've got a very sad day coming up for me because then I'm taking this laptop, more specifically my Asus Chromebook Flip C302, to the post office to send to someone from an eBay auction. But before I do, I thought I'd give my final thoughts on this laptop, a short review, and whether it's still good today.
So first things first, this 2-in-1 laptop was introduced in early 2017 and replaced the original Flip from 2015. It was a huge step up from its predecessor and introduced a faster processor, more storage, a better screen, and a less claustrophobic design. It packs a 12.5-inch Full HD screen at 1920x1080p at 176 ppi, which isn't anything to wow at, but it's not horrible either. Yes, you can see pixels if you look closely, but all in all, images look pretty sharp and the colours are great on this. In addition, a widespread warping issue with the screens on these models causes the screen to bend inwards with no known cause. Mine has suffered from it here, but as far as I've owned it, it's not affected its usage. So at the top here we have the microphones and the HD webcam, and the webcam isn't even that bad, to be honest. I mean, just as long as you're not using it as your main camera to take selfies with, which I don't know why you use a laptop for, it'll get by just fine. The keyboard on this thing is something I really like. It feels really nice to type on, with satisfying keyboard clicks and great travel. Touch typing is really comfortable too, and taking notes with it in class was really easy. The metal palm rests are comfortable too, giving it a premium feel as you type. As for the trackpad, it's quite loud and you have to press moderately hard for it to register clicks. It has a loud, satisfying click, however a moderate amount of force is needed to register clicks, especially in the upper middle sector of it. Moving the cursor is responsive and works well, and scrolling and other finger gestures are just fine to use. As for the sides of the laptop, we don't get a huge range of ports here compared to Asus's newer Chromebook models. On the right hand side we get the speaker grill, an SD card slot, which is really nice to see, and a USB-C charging port at the end. On the left hand side we have another speaker grill, as well as the headphone jack, power button and volume buttons for when the laptop is in tablet mode. We also get a charging indicator along with a second USB-C charging port. The two charging ports are really nice to see, and it makes charging this laptop a million times more convenient. On the bottom of the laptop, there's really not much to see apart from the rubber stoppers, two of which contain magnets for holding the computer in tablet mode when required. We also get the model information up top here, along with some other symbols. The lid of this laptop is very basic, with the Asus logo in the middle of it with a star sticker I put there myself, because I'm cool. And then on the top left hand corner we have the Chrome logo, so everyone else knows you're using a Chromebook. Classy. As I mentioned earlier, this Chromebook is a 2-in-1, meaning you can flip it around into tablet mode. The tablet mode on this device is kind of awkward to hold, and compared to iPads, it's not really much good as a tablet. However, you can do things like flip it into tent mode to watch movies and whatnot. As for performance, this is where everything will start to fall flat if you have the Intel Core M3 model as I do, but while I haven't tested the M7 model, I'm sure it's a noticeable upgrade in performance. Basic web browsing, Netflix, YouTube, document writing and emails will be absolutely fine. However, on more intensive tasks like moderately heavy games such as Roblox, it won't be the best experience. So again, if you're wanting to play games or have a lot of programs or apps open, you might want to consider buying the M7 model. Battery life on this laptop is one of its best points, but over the year and a half I've owned it, the battery health has degraded to 81%. Despite this, it still lasts about 8 to 10 hours for me depending on what I'm doing on it, so no complaints there. From a software perspective, most programs from the internet are not compatible with Chrome OS, so instead, you can download apps from the Play Store, which aren't a pleasure to use, but they're okay and get the job done. I mean, games like Smashy Road and Roblox have their moments here and there, but they're great otherwise and are completely usable. If you're going to be wanting to download lots of programs, then you might want to avoid Chrome OS altogether, as there aren't really many Windows programs compatible with it. Basically, either you can't download them at all, or you'll have to download some kind of app from the Play Store that won't be half as good of an experience than the actual program itself. Of course, Chromebooks will suit some people who want a very minimalistic laptop experience, like for Netflix or basic web browsing as I said earlier. Now I do believe Chrome OS has a bright future, as new features are often being added, but for now, sadly, Chrome OS just isn't fit for the majority of people.
So if you're considering buying one in 2020, is this a good decision? Well, in my opinion, no. You can usually find these on Gumtree or eBay for around $400, which is absolutely terrible value for money. So likewise, buying a new one also isn't a great choice, and this is for many reasons, although it's all linked to one main factor. And that is the fact that compared to newer models for around the same price, you're really not getting your money's worth at all. For example, this device only has 3 years of support left, with updates ceasing in June 2023. Another reason not to buy new is the fact that the newer models from Asus have way more features than the C302. For example, the Asus Chromebook Flip C302 has many more features that the C302 doesn't, like a USB port, larger screen and more years of support. It's really just not worth going out and buying a new one when there's tons of other options from different brands with more features and for a cheaper price. However, while I've owned it, it's never really let me down. I mean, yes, the performance could get frustrating sometimes since I had the M3 model, but it never really had any actual issues. And it's safe to say that this Chromebook has served me very well throughout the past 2 years.
As for durability, however, you should probably put a rubber protector on it. However, I am terrible when it comes to keeping electronics in good condition, so here we are.
And that pretty much sums it all up. Let me know what you thought of my first video in the comments, like, and maybe if you're feeling extra generous, subscribe. Thanks for watching.